This week on Let's Try This Again.
Why is that situation affecting me? It's lingering.
What you went through is emotional abuse. No, it's not just real, it's emotional abuse.
I think the production, the podcast triggered it.
You were genuinely hurt by this situation.
I knew what it was, but I didn't want to admit that that's
What you feeling? You okay? Is something sitting in you?
I just think, like, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it on the mic, though.
We could go talk about it if you want to get it out.
Gosh.
You're holding something. I see it in you. I'm like looking in your eyes. I can see it. You're holding on to something. We could cut these.
I know.
Let's pause.
We could cut these.
Ooh, so y'all, we're back.
We're back.
We're back after a 2-second meltdown breakdown.
It's okay.
I know. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm
You're
here
so
too.
sweet.
I mean,
Went to the
this
bathroom.
is normal. We went to the bathroom. We had
a
a girly cry.
I literally, when we started the pod, I was like, I don't feel good. Like, trying to make light of it because I'm trying to suppress it.
For sure.
I'm like, I don't feel good, but it's okay. I'm gonna push through. Like,
Yeah.
Today I'm not on 10, but it's all right. Like, we're
Yeah.
cool. And soon as I sat down in front of the mic, it came out.
Yeah.
Like, I think this.
As soon as you went to speak.
Oh my God.
As soon as you went to speak. And I was like seeing it in your eyes the moment I walked in. I was like,
You asked me, though.
She's
You were like, "Are
carrying
you okay?"
something. Yeah. And I just didn't know what.
I don't think I fully knew what
Yeah, it took you a second.
until I sat in this
down.
moment. I think the production, the podcast, like, triggered it. You know what I mean?
It did.
I sat down and I just started crying, and I'm just y'all. What she said to me in the bathroom, like, what we all know, healing is not linear.
It's not.
I felt something today that I haven't felt in so long, and it makes you feel like in healing you're going backwards. Now I'm about to cry again.
You're not
You're
going
backwards when you feel these emotions. Like, I thought I forgave that person, or I thought I wasn't angry anymore, or I thought I liked them again, or I thought I didn't care, or and then you wake up. Like, I literally felt like this yesterday. And I think it's because I knew, like, it was going to be a pod day. I had to come to work. I had to show up. I just felt heavy last night. And when I woke up this morning, I felt heavy.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's a pod day, whatever. And suppressing. And you get so frustrated with yourself because you don't want to feel the negative emotions that you feel like you already healed from.
Yep.
Over the past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 6 months, 8 weeks, however long you've been on the journey to restoration, on the journey to forgiveness, on the journey to healing. And then when those feelings come up, it's frustrating that you feel that way.
It is. And I watched you. We're in the bathroom and she's like, I just don't get why I feel like this. Like, I thought that I was doing better. I thought that I was more healed. And I'm like, you can't control triggers. You can't. And healing, like I said, is not linear. Like, and I was telling her, I'm like, you're not taking a step back just because you feel this way today. Look how many steps you've taken forward. One tiny half step back.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Like, it's this thing with healing where we take on so much weight, or we start to feel guilty, or start to blame ourselves when we're not where we want to be. But it's like, you were genuinely hurt by this situation. And to be fair, just because I know the situation, but we're not going to, like, talk about it, part of that is trauma. Like, your brain was conditioned for a while.
Oh, Jesus.
And you're still rewiring your brain from the conditioning of that relationship. And sometimes there will be certain things that fire that wiring from when you were, it like puts you right back
in that
It
situation.
puts you right back in it.
Yeah.
But like, you can't blame yourself. Like, your brain is still a muscle. Like, it's not going to be perfect all the time.
I'm just so blown away that it happened like the way it did.
I know.
I'm like literally still shaking.
It was meant to, though, for whatever reason.
For sure. Not probably, but God is intentional just for us to talk about it.
Yeah. And
that's why.
And I think on one of Carla's episodes, or the last episode that Carla was on and Jazz was on, they were talking about, Carla was like, you know, podcasters have to be relatable. You can't be perfect all the time because no one can relate to that. Mm-hmm. So for you, I mean, you're a human being at the end of the day. Like, yeah, we may have cameras on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this may be your job and what you do for a living, or a part of what you do for a living, but it doesn't mean you have to show up perfect 100% of the time. Sometimes 50% is all you got.
Yeah.
But at least you're giving that full 50%.
Yeah.
Like, I even start with some of my friends, especially, or like even in a work setting, I ask people, I'm like, what's your percentage today? Because not everybody's operating at 100% all the time.
And that percent is your best in that moment.
In that moment. So like, what's your percentage right now, Braylon?
I feel like it probably started off at like 50. Okay. Now it's like, because I'm like talked about it and I released and we breathed and now I'm even talking about it on the mic. I feel better that I let it out, opposed to suppressing it. And I think being honest and addressing it. I think I knew what it was. I'm not like, I knew what it was, but I didn't want to admit that that's what it was.
Yeah. Why? Do you feel shame for feeling this way?
I guess so.
Do you feel guilty?
Like, it's lingering. Like, why? How am I crying over this or upset over this? Like, why is that situation affecting me in this moment right now and taking control over this moment? So I don't think I wanted to admit that a situation from my past that I feel like I've 90% healed from is still triggering me.
Baby.
I know. Like, talking it out is it's crazy because it's like, it's constant evolution, it's constant evolving, it's constant healing.
But I also need you to know that how long of a time period you were in that situation,
for sure, opposed to how long I've been
versus how long you've been healing from it.
Yeah.
We're talking about a day
to
a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about a grain of rice to the friggin' sand on a beach.
For sure.
Like, you have not had that much time to heal.
Gosh.
And it's really impressive how strong you are and how much you have healed so far. But my goodness, give yourself grace.
Yeah.
You also have to realize that the situation that you were in is not just like, someone hurt my feelings. Like, the situation you were in was complete and total control of mind, emotion, everything. And when you are in relationships, whether they're parental relationships, sibling relationships, friend relationships, romantic relationships, a few of which I've experienced with a narcissist.
Jesus. What was that experience like? Like, what?
It
was a romantic relationship?
Friendship? One was romantic and then one's a parent.
Wow.
Yeah. And like, you get conditioned to feel and believe that you're never good enough. You're always walking on eggshells. You feel like everything you say or do can be used against you. You're constantly in a space where you're like in fight or flight. But and then you're conditioned to feel like you need them. And you don't. Mm-hmm. It's actually them who needs you. Mm-hmm. But they flip the whole thing.
Jesus.
To make you feel like you need them. That way you have this strong attachment that you can't let go of.
Control.
But you have already stepped into your power. You took your control back.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean power, strength, doesn't look like strength every day, all day.
Yeah.
It looks like this.
Yeah.
This is strength.
Yeah.
being vulnerable is strength.
Showing up.
Showing up is strength.
Yeah.
Showing up 50% is strength.
Yeah.
It's so much harder to show up 50% than it is 100%.
100%.
Because when you're feeling good, you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. But
to show up when it's hard,
of,
like, you have to give yourself grace.
I know.
Because what you went through is emotional
real.
abuse. No, it's not just real. It's emotional abuse.
Jesus.
Do you know how long it takes to rewire your brain from that?
And undo and unlearn.
Especially when it's years of it. Years of it.
I can't believe it.
So, like, you just gotta let yourself feel.
Yeah.
The only way to true, like, in my belief, the only way to true enlightenment is through pain.
Yeah, for sure.
And when people try to ignore pain through drinking, through quick social media fixes, through
not acknowledging
alcohol,
how you feel, suppressing,
then you're never actually healing. You're just putting it off for later.
Wow.
So this is a part of your healing journey.
Yes.
This is strength.
This feeling like a step backwards, acknowledging, feeling, crying, admitting.
Mm-hmm. It's actually not a step backwards.
I know.
It's a step forward.
It is.
Because you're healing.
Yes.
Like, you're acknowledging how you feel and you're sitting in it and you're saying, this is painful.
Jesus.
And it hurts. And I hate it.
And I hate it.
And it's okay to say I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to, like, not sit here and be happy, bubbly all the time. Like, you hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's real.
It's
It's your truth. And every single human being on the face of the planet has experienced this in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So, like, no matter what, regardless of how people view this, if this podcast even ever comes out.
Oh, it's coming out. Like,
well, what's up then?
Because she was like, you can just make it you can just talk and cry on camera. We never have to put it out. No, it's coming out.
I really meant that though. Like, we really wouldn't have to.
I know.
But
I think and I said that in the bathroom, I'm very aware that my vulnerability, my honesty, to the extent of what I want to share to millions of people in the time I want to share it, how I want to share it, how much I want to share, which I'm pretty, like, 90% of my life is on the internet. I'm pretty much fine with that. Who I am in real life is who I am on the internet.
Yeah,
I show
for
up.
Sure.
I try to show up as the same person. Like, it's
you do. No, there is no try. You literally do.
Yeah.
Like, from the moment I met you, it was, like, actually so refreshing to me, especially because I lived in LA for a long time. I've met a lot of people in the industry, and it was so refreshing to me to see that the way that you portray yourself is literally who you are.
Thank you.
Who you are.
Thank you.
And, like, people are very fortunate to experience you on social media in that way because you're giving them access to the reality of you. And that's a very, very powerful thing.
Thank you.
So I'm very glad that, like, they also get to see that you're healing. That's why you did this. Let's try it again. Let's try this again. Like,
yeah.
You are trying.
I'm trying.
We went to the bathroom. We said, we're going to take a break. We're going to let this out. Now let's go try this again. And here we are. And you're doing it. Like, you're doing the work.
Thank you. I'm so proud of myself.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of myself, you guys. Y'all just, like I said, I know that my vulnerability is a gift God gave me. It's like my superpower, so I never want to run from it.
Right.
But it's a time and a place to share things that you want to share.
For sure.
But I know, like, you're like, no, come back on the mic and talk. This has been not only healing for thousands of you women, thousands of you people that are listening, but healing for me. I go back and watch old episodes. It's like my virtual diary, you know?
I watch your episodes as if I'm like,
I don't know you.
I literally,
she be texting me like episode 26. Oh my God.
And I rewatch them sometimes when I need them.
Yeah.
Like, they're healing for me.
Me too. And
so I'm like, I know I'm not the only one who does this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, this is your testimony.
Man. Yeah.
This is your testimony.
Well, thank you, God.
Right. For real.
Because this was ordained for
It
this
was.
moment. Because
It was.
boy, when I woke up this morning, I felt so bad.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew where it was coming from, but I didn't even want to address it because I didn't want to
Break down.
for it to be true. I didn't want it to be true that's why I woke up upset. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, well, dad, sister, work, money. Could it be anything else? No, it's that.
It is that.
It's that, so.
I'm proud of you for owning it, though.
Me too.
I'm proud of you for owning it. Because you could have sat there when we just had that moment and been like, I'm like asking you, I'm like, what is it? Like, I could see it in your eyes. Like, what is it? And I saw you consciously make the decision in your head in that moment. Like, I watched you do it of like, do I say what it is or do I not? And you chose to, even though that's the harder route
for sure
to take. I think of it like a ramp. Like, going up a ramp is harder, but it's leading you to a higher point. Going down a ramp is easier. But then you kind of just sweep stuff under the rug. And I watched you literally decide in that moment, am I going up this ramp or am I going down it? But you went up.
I went up.
And like, I also want you to know that you're allowed to have privacy.
100%.
As much as you share with the world, thank goodness that you do, you're also entitled to a certain level of privacy in your life. And you don't have to share everything.
Yep.
And when we talked about this, you said,
all right, LTTA listeners, you guys, we need your help to keep making the content you love. We're running an audience survey and we want to hear from you. Okay, you guys? So let's be real. Y'all already know there's ads on the podcast and we want to make them better. But to do that, we need to learn a little more about you, our amazing listeners. Thank you guys for being here. So look, taking this survey is super quick, it's easy, it's totally free, and it's a way to support the LTTA show. So if you love us, please do it. It just takes 2 minutes. It's one of the best ways you could help us out, okay? Head over to gum.fm/LTTA to fill out our audience survey. That's gum.fm/LTTA. Your feedback helps us grow so much, you guys, and it'll bring more of what you love. Thank you guys so much for taking the survey in advance. Mwah.
I want to one day. Just today's not the day. And that's okay. You're entitled to that. You don't owe anybody that.
For sure. Anybody, anything. Even, I want you guys to understand, even with all that I've shared, if I just decide to stop tomorrow, I can do that. I'm allowed to do that.
You are.
You know, it's like, I've gifted you all of this vulnerability and all of my life for all these years. And if I decide to stop tomorrow,
You're allowed to.
I'm allowed to do that, and I don't feel like in any way, shape or form, God is calling me to do that. And I'm super vulnerable and open because I feel like this is my calling. This is my purpose. I know I'm healing people on the other side of this camera, but
For sure.
to what extent? I'm not going to do it at the expense of my mental health. I'm not going to do it at the expense of hurting other people in the process. Even like when I told you, I was like, yeah, I want to talk about this publicly one day when and like you said, you'll never be fully healed,
ready.
but when I'm like in a healthier, more enlightened,
Space.
optimistic space, which I felt, that's why I'm like, I felt like I was there, but it's okay. Like, you have these setbacks and your emotions are real. Your feelings are real. Your emotions are valid. Whether you're trying to forgive somebody, whether you're trying to let go of pain, whether you're trying to stop being angry at what they did, at what you allowed them to do, what you participated in. Because even though I felt in that situation naive, or like the veil was on, so I wasn't like, I didn't know, but I still, something in me that was broken allowed that type of relationship, so forgiving yourself for it.
For sure.
It's like, okay, going through all those things, it takes time. It is a
does.
process. Do not rush it. And I'm so grateful that God ordained this way, because this could have been a solo episode. Or it could have been like a day where I didn't have any guests. Or I'm so glad you were here to help me talk through it and just
Me too.
be in this conversation with me.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the book, The Untethered Soul.
Did I give you that book?
No, but we talked about it.
Okay.
Yes, we've talked about it together.
Okay.
And like,
I love that book.
We love that book.
Like that reading that book, it's by Michael Singer. So if anyone wants to,
You
go
guys
look it
have
up.
to get it.
That book changed my entire perspective on life.
Entire.
Like, I don't even think about life or look at life the same
way.
ever since I read that. And I think right now what you're experiencing, the emotions that you're feeling right now don't define you.
100%.
It is not
It's
your
not who
identity.
you are.
It's just your emotions.
Yes, it's
That's
not
it.
who you are.
It's
Yes.
not who you are.
Jesus.
Like the shame that you're feeling, you're not shameful.
Yeah.
The anger that you're feeling, you're not an angry person.
Man.
It's just your emotions in a very reasonable way. Like,
For sure.
You're not sitting here lashing out, throwing cameras across the room
sure.
and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're feeling things, but you're managing them well because they're not, your emotions aren't you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
you're still showing up.
Yeah. It reminds you guys have to get that book.
You have to read
The
this book.
Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. It is so, I'm literally on the last chapter and I'm like, I'm not moving on to it. I'm going to reread this book for the rest of the year. I want to read it in the month of October. I want to read it in the month of November. And I want to read it in the month of December. Just for me. Some people can read a book once and retain the information and get all the things and regurgitate
I feel like there's
it back.
a few books regardless
Yeah.
that you have to reread at different stages in your life.
And sit with. Yeah.
Because how you may interpret it at 20 years old
Totally different.
may be different than how you interpret it at 30. So like, I actually disagree. I think that some people are like, yeah, you may retain it, but like your mind develops.
Yeah.
So like you have a new perspective, and I think it's something that's worth revisiting multiple times. I think that and The Alchemist, both books.
That's on my list. I
Oh
have
yeah,
not
you
read
have
that
to.
yet. I know.
And it's a quick read.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, quick in the sense of like it's not super long.
Yeah.
But it's one that you want to take your time with.
Yeah.
And it's very much so same concept as Untethered Soul, just written in a different perspective.
Okay. Who's the author?
Paul Coelho.
Okay.
I don't know if I said his name right, but Paul Coelho.
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
I think that's one of the biggest lessons I got from the other Untethered Soul is being centered. Like when you said we were breathing, she was like, breathe with me. We took 3 breaths. I was like, oh, I feel so much better. Y'all, I don't give a damn. Like all the cliche, I'm like, oh, that's white people shit. I don't care.
I don't
the
care.
breathing, the centering yourself,
The
The
affirmations.
I am. Y'all think it's crazy? Okay, bet. But you think that's crazy, but what's not crazy is your mind going down this rabbit hole of negativity, and you because you're meditating on something.
Something.
It's either good or bad. You're thinking
Something.
about something all day.
And your thoughts create your reality.
It literally creates your
Like
reality.
your thoughts create your reality. If you live in a negative space all the time, you will see everything through a negative lens.
everything through a negative lens.
And if you really train your mind, and I hope people know too, that positivity is not an emotion. Positivity is an action. And rent is due every day.
Yep.
You can't own it.
Yep.
You can't own it and keep it. You got to work towards it every single day. And if it's the same thing with negativity. People think that like, oh, stuff is super, super hard. Granted, yeah, sometimes it is. But like, you keep telling yourself that though. So no wonder why it is.
For sure.
Because
It's a belief. Now it's a belief system. Yeah.
Exactly. So like, you got to put the work in.
Put the work in.
You do.
In the Untethered Soul, the part about being present and being centered, like not thinking about the future, not in this moment.
Yeah.
I should only be worried about this moment. And if I'm crying in this moment, I sit in
Be in
this,
it.
be in it,
Yep.
feel it.
Yep.
Like I should be here with production, with the mics. I shouldn't be thinking about my next guest. I shouldn't be thinking about what I have to do tomorrow. I shouldn't be thinking about what I did yesterday.
Yep.
Yesterday is gone.
Yep.
Tomorrow is not here. Be in this moment by moment, second by second. And when you truly bring your brain back to being centered, it's a practice. When my brain starts going, I could be doing something like washing my body in the shower.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about
All the things you have to do.
I'm like, bring your mind back. Like focus on your skin.
Yeah.
Feel the sun.
Be present.
Smell the soap.
Be present.
Be in the moment.
Well, all you have
is the moment.
is here and now.
That's it.
It's actually funny. After I finished The Untethered Soul, I got this tattoo on my neck.
What does it say?
It says Hic et Nunc, which is here and now in
I
Latin.
love that.
And it's like a reminder, Latin's a dead language, but it's the root of my first language. I am Latina, I speak Spanish. And something about the way that it's written in Latin just spoke to me, and I liked it. But I literally got it after I read the Untethered Soul as a reminder, right here, right now.
That's it.
That's all you got.
All right, y'all, before you guys get into today's episode, I want to introduce you to my guest, Bria, my girl. You are going to find out so much about her, and this conversation is so good. But, Bria, we got to tell them about what's coming next month.
Oh. I'm not okay. Like, when I tell you the way that I've been counting down the days, like, I might as well put a countdown on my phone because I can't wait for this.
Okay, don't tell them too much. I'm not going to tell them, like, exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
But, ladies, if you want community,
yes.
if you want women empowerment, if you want conversations with different women, I'm talking about mothers, wives, women that are grieving, women that are going through healing, women that are trying to forgive, women that are talking about religious, spiritual topics, like, all
different backgrounds, ages, like, oh my gosh,
what?
Totally, like, ooh. If you want that, if you need that.
You want that. We are building community here at LTTA. Bria has been a part of this beautiful, 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 I don't even know what to call it, just moment in time. And it is coming to
a platform near you.
So all you guys have to do is sign up for the newsletter. Go to letstrythisagain.com, scroll down to the bottom, and just put your email in. Ladies, I'm telling you, if you want community, if you want empowerment, if you want healing, if you want evolving, and if you want a community of women that are doing this together, this is for you. Go sign up for the newsletter so you guys get details and exclusive access to what we are dropping next month.
I mean, shoot, I'm about to put my email in it, and I know I'm a part of it. I know what's going on. Like, it is so good.
It's so good.
It is so good. I cannot wait for y'all
Woo!
to see this.
Love you guys. Get
Love
into this
you.
episode and get excited about what's coming for LTTA.
Literally in the book, it says 99% of your problems aren't even problems. They're just things you're thinking about. If you would change your thoughts to being in the moment, like right now, we don't have a problem. There is no problem.
Because we're here.
Because we're the mics are fine. When the problem comes up, you deal with the problem in that moment. But right now, we don't have a problem.
We don't.
We're fine.
It's the rumination. It's the anticipation of what's next, or what happened, that we forget that, like, we have full and total control right here, right now.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
Here, right now.
Like, the future doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Like, I hope y'all know that. Like, it's not really real.
For sure.
Like, it's literally, you are living life moment by moment. And of course, like, there are certain things that you can put in place to, like, create a lifestyle for yourself or do things that you know will be better for said future. But realistically, we're only guaranteed
right here,
this
right
very
now.
second.
Like from second to second.
Literally
Moment to moment. And when you think like that, it's a rewiring of your brain that
it's
you have
so
to,
hard to,
yeah,
but
it's so hard to do.
It's so hard
Because
to.
I find myself like doing my makeup or like making my bed. I'm like, you're not even here.
Yeah.
Your mind is
Everywhere else.
but here.
For sure.
Did I post this on the did I like you're creating your own problems in your mind. Like literally, I love in the book the way he talks. He's like, okay, you don't want to feel that anymore? Let it go.
Let it go.
Or you know, there's he says it in the book. There's it's absolutely possible to go through life and not have another problem. Like it's possible.
It is.
It's possible. It's very tangible.
It is.
Like
because it's how you look at it.
It's how you look at it, and it's how your mind creates all of these problems that aren't even in front of you. It's literally your mind, and it's a choice to rewire your brain and get back to the present moment and be like, he's like, oh, you don't want to be mad at that? Let it go. I'm like, but how do you let go? He's like, sit behind the emotion, feel it, let it go, and be in the moment. Like I see myself doing that daily. Like you're this, you're that, you're angry, or somebody cuts you off in traffic, and like 3 hours later you're walking into work. Man, this man in this black Toyota. Why are we still on that
Why are
moment?
we worried about that?
Why are we on that moment?
It's over.
It's over.
It's gone. Like, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
I literally see myself doing this all day. I'm like, anger, unforgiveness, dwelling on the past. Like, I literally imagine myself sitting behind the emotion. He says, relax and let it go. And when you do that, your feelings change instantly. But go ahead. For sure.
I was going to say something that I learned recently that I taught myself to do in the moments that bring a rise out of me.
Okay.
Is I stop and I say, pause, what a pleasure. And when I say pause, what a pleasure, it's with the idea that whatever the situation is, it's a pleasure that it's showing me the things in me that I need to work on. Because the person cutting me off is not the problem. Ooh. It's my reaction to the person that's cutting me off.
What is the root?
And I have to sit with me all the time. I don't have to sit with them all the time. When someone hurts you,
wow.
Realistically, they're showing you something in you that needs to heal.
Wow.
You can't control what they do.
Wow.
But you can control how you feel about it.
Yes.
So when I sit, I literally tell myself in my head, and sometimes I say it out loud if I'm alone, I say, pause, what a pleasure. Because I'm seeing in me the things that I need to work on.
I love that.
Like, I'm literally I grew up driving in LA. So, like, I got the worst road rage. Like, my road rage, I really be cussing people out. And I tried to not cuss anymore. But, like, you see me in the car, I be cussing people out. And then I'm telling myself, pause, what a pleasure now. Because I know that I'm impatient. I know that I'm an impatient person. I know that because I have strong desire for things, because I'm a passionate person, that I want things to happen the way that I want them, and I want it now. And so when I'm driving, I'm like, I'm cussing them out because I'm being impatient.
Not because they did anything.
Not because they did. I mean, you could drive a little better. But like, Atlanta, please. But, you know. But what I'm really telling myself is like, pause. What a pleasure that this moment is showing me that I need to work on my patience. I'm going to work on it.
And it's giving me opportunity to be better.
And some people may think that that's crazy because especially when it's actually a real situation, like something horrible.
But even that, I'm going to go back to the book. Like, granted, we're talking about death. We're talking about real life things happen, you guys. Like real divorce. I mean, people in hospitals, people getting hurt, like life and death. But even in those moments, the way he changes his perspective is just unbelievably beautiful to me.
It is beautiful.
He's like, you are literally a speckle on earth for a moment in the middle of the universe. And yeah, things are going to happen. Like people are going to get sick. People are going to pass away. You're going to get hurt. All these things are going to happen, but you deal with it in the moment. And you move forward.
And you let it go.
You let it go.
You let it go. And sometimes, like, especially with, like, that mindset that I started to build and in the book, to me, these moments are God giving you the opportunity to reach further enlightenment, to evolve. God is putting situations in your life that your soul needs
Jesus
to evolve, to be closer to him.
Thank you, Lord.
For enlightenment. So like, as much as, I mean, when my brother died, there's something exciting coming.
I know.
I can't wait. I'm like, I want to, but it's like the mics,
we're going to get back to that. There is something exciting coming soon that we have that's super amazing, which I will get back to that towards the end of this episode, but because I want you to finish, but we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just know that the story of my brother grieving and stuff
will be available to you guys.
But when he passed away, in the moment, obviously super, super hard for me.
Of course.
But now, 10 years later, and people may think that this is, again, crazy, but this is how I view life. So, like, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I say, what a pleasure that I got to experience him in the time that I did. What a pleasure. And in his existence, there were things that my soul needed. from him, our relationship to evolve. And there's also things that my soul needed that God knew my soul needed to lose him.
But that's your perspective. You got to be enlightened and evolve, and reach a higher state of consciousness and get closer to God because you chose that perspective. You chose to see a tragic situation that we wouldn't wish upon anybody.
Yeah.
Through that lens.
Yeah.
You saw it through that lens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
Takes training.
That's another thing where I say you can't own this mindset.
Yeah.
Rent is due every day. You don't own it.
Every day.
You pay for it every single day.
That's so good.
So like for people especially watching, like this mindset is not something that comes easy either. So like some days it's easy for me to be like, pause, what a pleasure. And then there's some days where I'm like,
What the
F this. Like for real. I've been living, so y'all, Braylon and I live in the same building.
Yeah, so let's tell them how we met.
Okay, yeah. These people are probably like, who is she? My bad, y'all. We just had to.
How did we get here? We had to get it out. I had to get it out.
I know we did. We did.
Thank you. Bria.
You don't have to thank me.
Yes, I
This is
do.
what friends
I'm
are
so glad you're
for.
here.
I'm so glad I'm here
Like,
too.
what just
I'm like, this is
happened?
healing me. And I also really like talking about like spirituality and like the journey that,
for sure.
that and the perspective and whatever. But Braylon and I live in the same building. We met in the elevator 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. We literally both show up. I don't know if you fully remember
We were both
this.
in sweat. You tell the story because my memory is shot.
Yeah.
It's a trauma response. Once
So,
again, I forget
it's okay.
everything.
It's okay. My memory's not that good either. But obviously, I'm meeting at the time in my head, I'm like, this b.simone. So like now she's like, like she's my friend. But at the time I'm like, oh, this that girl. Especially because I was like obsessed with Wildin' Out for a minute. So I like literally was like, I love this girl. But I played it cool. Anyway, so.
I know our first date was at her house. Did you cook for me?
Yeah.
You cooked for me?
And then I didn't even know that she don't eat meat.
I
So
was
I
like-
made her meatballs and she was like, I can't eat these.
We scraped
them off the plate. But we met in the elevator. Both her and I, same energy. We're in sweats with hoodies and our hoods on. And we're both not trying to be
left
seen.
alone.
Like nobody, we don't want to talk to nobody. But I made this weird rule with myself. I'm so weird. I do weird things
You're
like
not
this.
weird, you're cool.
Well, okay, well.
You're weird.
Depends
cool.
on who you ask, but thank you. I told myself years ago that if I'm ever in an elevator where it's just one other person, I have to force myself to talk to them.
I love that.
Just because you never know.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Like you literally never know who they are, what they do, what experience they had, and they're human. Like they've had a whole life too. So we're in the elevator, and in my head, it was one of those days. I had literally when I met you, I had just gone through a breakup, literally that day. Like it was a situationship breakup.
Yeah.
But it was someone that I felt when I tell you, and to this day, I've never felt the chemistry that I felt with him.
Wow.
So it was like actually really devastating to me.
Wow.
And I was on my way to go shred up some flowers that he gave me and throw them out my car window because I was like, I need to release this. I'm pissed. And then I meet Braylon in the elevator.
I don't think I ever knew that.
I don't think you ever knew that either. Well,
Now you
that's
know.
what I was going through, girl.
Wow.
And so we meet, and I'm like, "Are you?" And she goes, "Yeah." and she was so nice, y'all, like so nice. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, hi, I'm Bria." And I reach out and I shake your hand, and I'm like, "So nice to meet you." Whatever. We talk for a little bit, whatever. Anyways, so where was I going with the story? So we came back.
I think just how we met.
How we met.
Yeah.
Oh, we live in the same building. This goes back to the whole pause with a pleasure thing because my house has been in boxes for 2 months. My home has taken literally 2 months to sell, and it's still not sold.
And she thought she had she was like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm moving.
Like, we literally have had
through.
multiple occasions where I'm like, I don't know if I could do this or I don't know if I could do that because I might be like literally in the process of moving back to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my house has been in boxes for 2 months. And I probably spent a month and a half saying, F the pause, what a pleasure mindset. Because I was just pissed.
I had to talk
about
you.
it.
Like, I was like, come on.
Oh no,
like,
I had to come over and she was like, we're gonna fast.
We fasted together, y'all.
did.
If you ever fast, don't tell anybody while you're on the fast, but we didn't tell nobody. We fasted together. I was like not eating for this girl.
Literally.
I was like, we are gonna get your
real
house
for that. You are so real for
like,
that.
I'm so hungry.
She's like, I got a comedy show that I'm about to do. I have a Wildin' Out thing. I have a pot. We have 3 full pod days, and she's fasting with me. I'm like, girl, you about to pass out on stage doing all this. You do not have to do this.
No,
but
it was so good.
Because she's a real friend.
It was so good.
Real.
You sent me devotions every day.
I did.
We literally were like, okay, pray right now. Like we would pray together at the same time.
if we were not together, like in different places. But
get you some fasting friends.
But that, no, for real. But that shifted things for me. That shifted things for me because it wasn't just the outcome of the situation because I'm still in it right now as we speak. Right. But it was my mindset.
It was her mindset.
So then right after we did our fast, I was like, I'm not complaining about this anymore. I'm not going to keep telling myself that I'm a victim of this situation. There's so much worse that could happen.
Yep.
Pause. This is teaching me patience.
Yep.
This is teaching me patience. This is teaching me trust.
Trust.
To just trust the divine, let God handle this.
Yep.
And you were telling me that. Like you were literally saying,
like there is a reason. Yeah.
And I do feel, and I walked in here today and I was like, I do feel like I feel like God has kept me here to do this.
For this
because
moment.
we didn't even know
so crazy.
That today was going to start off the way that it did.
That's crazy.
And like maybe because you gave to me in a moment that I needed healing.
That's crazy.
Maybe this was my opportunity to lean back into you.
Wow.
And show up for you in a time that you needed it. Just for strength today. 100%. To get through the rest of today.
100%.
And like whether that's small or big is something.
Even the fact that this was the first episode.
Right.
Like Crystal could have been first or I could have did a solo episode first or whatever. You know, it's just like.
And who knows if you would have like held on to that.
I know.
But I'm glad that, and you were so worried about, you're like, she's like, I'm taking my makeup off. I'm going to cry this whole episode. No. And I'm like, no, don't do it. It looks
concealed back up.
And you like made it work.
Made it work.
And look at you.
I feel so good.
Are you feeling better?
I feel fine.
Okay.
I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. Don't be weird.
She's like, anyways, let it go. Okay, let's just act like this never happened.
See, do you guys see how fleeting emotions are? That's why you can't trust them. Look. You have to feel. I think Kylie Jenner said this, but feel, heal, and deal.
Oh, period.
I know, that's good. I know, right? You're like, what's good? I was like, Kylie Jenner said what?
No, that's good.
Feel, or it was feel, deal. Like feel it, deal with it, then heal. Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Feel, deal, and heal.
Well, I'm about to next tattoo. No, I'm just kidding.
Dash,
put another
Kylie
one.
Jenner.
Actually, put this one on my forehead.
Amber Rose it.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you guys, I just have to share this, y'all. Okay, LTTA family, I recently got my hands on the Fits Everybody collection by Skims, and I'm obsessed. Y'all, I heard so much about it, and I finally gave in. Y'all, it really lives up to the hype. Don't play. I'm talking about underwear that's so stretchy and soft it melts on your skin. You forget you're even wearing it. I've been wearing Skims for a while now, but this collection is a total game changer, baby. I'm actually replacing all my underwear ASAP because it's really that good. Don't play. Whether you're already a fan or just trying Skims for the first time, trust me, it's a new level of comfort that you need to experience. The Fits Everybody collection is available in sizes extra, extra small to 4X. So there's something for everyone. Head to skims.com and don't forget, when you guys check out, select podcast and make sure you choose my show from the drop down. You won't regret it, you guys. Shop Skims Fits Everybody collection at www.skims.com/Simone.
So our topic today was, we'll talk about confidence. Like we had our little text messages yesterday and I was like, oh yeah, we could talk about this, we could talk about that and all the things. But I do want to go into that because of what I was feeling today and the situation I was in and the relationships I've had to heal from. I don't feel like I've never not been a confident person.
Right.
Until
Until
you let somebody take your power, or a relationship take your power, or a situation or a season or whatever it is, take your power, and you have to fight for it back. You guys, I'm telling you, if you do the work first, you will avoid, like you said, God is putting you in these situations to figure out what you have to heal within yourself.
Right.
It showed me so much that I have to heal within myself, which is
sure.
Okay, it's a blessing. Thank you. Like, perspective. I'm so glad my eyes are open now, but it hurts so bad. But if you guys do the work first, if I wasn't running from the root of the problem, I wouldn't have been in certain relationships that hurt me so much. Whether it was a friend, whether it was a guy, whether it was a toxic relationship, a romantic partner, whether it was a boss treating me a certain way, I wouldn't have dealt with certain things if I would have dealt with the root of where my pain, my validation, my trauma, and all that lack was coming from. So if you do the work first, you will save yourself a lot of pain, you guys. Like, now I'm in a situation where I'm fighting for something back that was already mine.
Yes.
The confidence was already mine.
It's yours.
The power was already mine.
It's just dormant for a second.
Yes. And you let somebody take it. So it's like, why am I? It's like you have a house and then you let your cousin move in, your auntie move. You're like, come on, y'all, I got more than enough space. And they start taking advantage. And you're like, now I got to fight for this was already mine. I'm fighting for my space back.
Right. Literally. Ooh,
Like-
that's a good analogy.
I just thought of it off the top.
Okay. Off the dome. She said, yep, got this one. Oh my gosh. Yes. But like, and I feel too, like, confidence, again, confidence is not an emotion.
Right.
Confidence is one of those things where you literally have to do the work
You have to do the work.
every day.
Yeah.
And I think people, because I do believe with confidence, there is an aspect of like fake it till you make it.
I was just about to say that.
Okay.
I believe confidence can be a fake it till you make it.
It
One of
can
those,
be.
like, you show up, you do before you feel.
It can, for sure.
Do it before you feel it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like you will manifest the confidence that you want
Yep.
by showing up in the ways that you want to, even if you don't 100% feel it. The thing that's important, though, is that every single person, doesn't matter who you are, unless you're a sociopath, then I don't know. But actually, unless you're a sociopath or a narcissist, and actually like
A real one.
diagnosed, like I'm not talking about just like the way that we just
For
throw
sure.
these words around. Every single person has insecurities. We all do. Literally, we started this pod and I was like, can we switch sides? Because I don't like my nose on that side. My nose has always been one of my biggest insecurities. The difference is, though, is that when true confidence is not knowing your insecurities and pushing them off to the side. True confidence is knowing your insecurities and accepting them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that whole fake it till you make it thing, it doesn't work if you know your insecurities and you're trying to act like you don't have them. It doesn't work. But fake it till you make it, you know you have your insecurities and you know that you're in the process of accepting them.
Yeah. I think,
And then you can really, truly fake it till you make it.
and I think that's kind of how my comedy is only me making fun of myself. I don't talk about other people. Like,
I love that. I love that you don't do that.
I'm just not good at it. Because it's like, if you come back on me, I'm like, okay, stop.
Stop,
Like, I might say
yeah.
something about DC. He's like, all right, you want to go there? I'm like, no, I'm so sorry.
Please don't. Please don't. Actually, I'm fragile.
So that's where the vulnerability, the gift of the vulnerability and the openness and I'm like, I got a mustache, I got a beard, I get laser hair removal, I got this. Like, I just throw out all the things maybe I'm insecure about, and I've learned to, they don't bother me anymore because
Yeah.
I put them out there when I was riding in my Toyota, which is still on YouTube, y'all can go look at it. 3 hubcaps. You can literally type in b.simone breaks down, runs out of gas. Like, I'm walking down the highway, recording myself, like, broke as hell. Like, but it's putting the things you're insecure. Okay, your finances, your this, you ain't got. Put it out there. Yeah, I ain't got it. I ain't got a Louis. I'm at Aldo. I'm at discount DDs or whatever.
Right.
But when you put it out there and accept it, or when you put it out there, you start to accept it, and it starts to not be embarrassing or insecure, or it's like, I already said I got a mustache, girl. I'm gonna wax it tomorrow, or whatever you're insecure about.
Right.
You know, when you acknowledge it, I think that's been one of the best things in my comedy, I just make fun of myself, but I don't even think I realized that until this very moment. Like, it was the fake it till you make it, and it allowed me to not be insecure about the things I didn't like about myself.
Because who can tell you anything about you that you haven't already accepted
Or said about yourself.
exactly?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
But my biggest thing is if you truly haven't accepted it, don't put it out there. If you haven't accepted it and you haven't done the work, I don't know if you should.
Yeah, yeah.
Or actually, no, maybe to your point, maybe you do.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do. And you say, like, me talking about my nose. I've always been super insecure about my nose.
Okay.
And it's literally because when I was a kid, people told me it was big. Stupid. But like, they did.
For sure.
Now
Yeah.
it fits my face. So it's really not. And granted, like, yes, 1,001 times I've thought about getting a nose job, but I also feel like it makes my face, it just is unique.
Do you still think about it now? Like, would you do it?
I mean, I might. It's twofold. It's like, I'm not obsessed with the look of it, but I also actually do have a deviated septum, so it's hard for me to breathe out of this nostril. So if I were to do it,
You're like, I get a 2 for 1.
I actually like kind of need to breathe better, but like, I don't know. I think about it sometimes, but it's not because the insecurity is feeding the motive for it anymore, because I've accepted it about myself.
Good. That's good.
It would just be more like, I firmly believe, and this is like with body image and all this stuff, like, I do firmly believe that if you've accepted it about yourself, you've tried everything, or you've done things to make a change and you can't necessarily do it, I do believe that you should be able to do things for yourself that make you feel better.
For sure.
Like,
For sure.
although it may be an insecurity for you, if it doesn't like fully drive every single motive that you have, or the validation from other people doesn't drive your decision making, then I do believe that you should be able to make the changes that you want to make.
I think the why is so important. You talking about your nose job reminded me of, like, literally, you guys, this was years ago, and I would never do it now. But like, I literally thought about getting my body done.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
the why was society. My body didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I never woke up like, I wish I didn't have hip dips. I mean, society started to wire my thinking.
For sure.
And it was a trend. Now
sure.
everybody is doing the opposite. They're taking their ass shots out. They're taking their implants out. They're taking out the filler. They're, you know, I had lip filler, which it's not gone, fully gone, but I got it years ago. I'm super open with everything I've done, but I actually like literally had a FaceTime Zoom consultation with a doctor for like a fat transfer. Like, okay, if I take out, okay, I want lipo, but if I get lipo, like, I don't want to waste the fat.
Yeah,
so
put it somewhere.
Put it in the hip dips, or like, give me a little, like, but the fact that my mind was there, even on a consultation, to be like, this is a possibility, was like, that's just wild, because I'm totally not there today.
Yeah.
But going back, I'm like, your mind was there because of society, not because you wanted a fatter ass.
Seeking validation.
You're seeking validation.
You're seeking validation, which is not true confidence. So that's why I'm saying, for me, if I were to do my nose now, it's not for the validation of other people.
Right.
It's because I know it and accept it about myself. I want to be able to breathe better. And if I'm going in to breathe better, I might as well make it look cute.
For sure.
But like,
For sure.
I would not delete all my pictures or delete podcasts of what I look like with this
Previously.
because I have no shame in it. It's me still.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And it's the same thing. Like, I got a breast augmentation, and it's because I literally washboard. And at first, I was super insecure about it, like as a kid, growing up, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I was like, I love my body.
Yeah.
Like, I actually love my body. Of course, there's like little things that everybody would want to change, but for the most part, like, I really do love my body.
So good.
The only thing for me was not because I wanted other people to be like, oh my God, your boobs look really good. It was because I, in my own skin, wanted to feel more feminine.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
I love that.
And like, I was trying to lean more into my femininity. And I was like, I feel like this will make me, I don't give a damn what anybody has to say about it.
Yep.
Like, I literally do not care. And that's why, but that's, again, true confidence.
And
is that the decisions that you make, you can stand behind, and that you're not making them for the validation of other people.
And not making decisions based on a cultural trend.
For
Because
sure.
trends change. Like, even
Trends on women's bodies,
what? like the bodies, the teeth, like people are getting their veneers fixed and their asses taken out, and which is fine. I'm not against any of it.
Right.
I think the root of it, and I want to speak directly to women because I am a woman and I have a little sister who got a BBL and regrets it, and we have a whole YouTube on that. Like,
you've talked about it openly.
And mind you, what you go through, like literally, I'll just go back to a little bit of the story, but it's on YouTube if you type it in. When I say I thought my sister was going to die, thank you, God, that I was there with her, because a homegirl was supposed to go. She didn't end up going. I ended up flying out to Miami with her. I literally Googled this, y'all. She was in so much pain, and I was so emotionally and mentally, physically drained and worried about her that every single spot her body was hurting, my body started to get sore.
Oof.
Like I was manifesting it was horrible. She was bloody. They literally acted like next burger.
Oh my gosh.
But these are people's bodies. It was like we were in a hotel. There were so many women like walking with canes and like what is it? The hospital suits, and it was just like next. I was like, my sister just passed out and there's blood everywhere. And I called the emergency room. They're like, yeah, okay. So like, yeah, she chose that. Like, she got a BBL. She just has to fight through the pain. I'm like, y'all don't understand. It's one of the most risky operations that you could ever do in your life. Like, outside of like brain and heart surgery.
I'm pretty sure you have an artery in
Jesus.
I'm like, and I may get corrected by this by a medical professional, so please don't quote me on this, but I'm almost positive that you have an artery in your butt.
Yeah.
That is the equivalent of one that's near your heart, or equivalent to like the size of your carotid.
It's so dangerous.
And one slight nick
to
that artery, and
it was horrific. The whole experience was horrible.
It's dangerous.
And now years later, she's like, dang, I wish my butt wasn't so big, or dang, I wish, just little things. But outside of my sister, that experience was just horrific, which changed my mindset on it. I'm like, this
do I want to do this? Yeah.
Complete. And I never got so far to where I was like I was really bullshitting, because I'm real scary, y'all. Like, I'm really like,
you're like,
my cousin is a dentist, and he literally just told me, he's like, yeah, we might need to fill this back, like, before it gets bad. We have to put a shot in your mouth. I'm like,
whoa. Don't be putting no shots in my mouth.
Literally, like, you're going to go to sleep and get your body done. No, Braylon, you're not. But I had the consultation. I thought about it, right? Yeah. But that whole experience was just like, for a trend.
For society. For validation. For validation. Like,
just what's trending this year. And now we look years later, so many beautiful women have, like, they're taking it out. They're getting surgery to reverse it. They want the fat to go back to its origin of where it's supposed to be. They're taking out the filler. All of these things. Ladies, I'm talking to the girls. I'm talking to the young girls. Like, if you're 30, 40, cool. But these babies, 18, 19, 21, 22, do not
just
wait.
At least wait
until it's a decision for you, not for the boy you're dating, not for the man you're dating, not for
how
Instagram.
Society's gonna look at you,
not
how good your Instagram pictures are gonna look,
not because you want to look like a Kardashian or a celebrity or me, or you don't. I know you don't want to look like me because I ain't got no ass, but I'm just saying.
Please, yes you do.
I know my body ain't on the mood board. I know that. Talking about look like me, bitch.
Braylon, you actually have the cutest body. Stop.
There's not a single soul that would take a picture of me and be like, give me this body.
I mean,
I'm saying, if you're going to get surgery, don't get no saggy titties.
Braylon.
Get them lifted. I've acknowledged mine, and I am very aware that these things sag. I know I ain't on the mood board, but I'm just saying. I don't know why I would say that. You want to look like me? No.
Braylon.
I'm just saying. Like, a BBL, nobody would take this ass to the doctor.
I mean, but you have to understand, there are points in time, like, there have been, and this is like a whole other tangent that's for a separate time, but literally look up trends on women's bodies by decade.
Wow. people.
I'm so serious.
They just changed.
In the 90s, it was being petite. It was having a cute little butt, being slim and skinny, having cute little boobs, but nothing too big. In the 80s, it was having big boobs and no butt.
Yeah.
Then in the 2000s, it started to shift a little bit. I'm telling you, there's trends on women's bodies.
Yeah.
Like, what is the beauty trend? Because we set the beauty standard, but then we fall into it and we perpetuate it. And so back to the confidence thing, you have to fully accept you before you make decisions, I think. I think that
Make the decision out of love, not lack.
Yeah. Yes. Ooh, that's good.
Make the decision out of love, not lack.
That is so good.
Like, do you feel like you're lacking attention? Do you feel like you're lacking validation? Do you feel like you're lacking, whatever you feel like you're lacking? Don't make the decision based on that. Like, love all of you first and then make the decision.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that.
And that's why, like, even for me, like, obviously I was vulnerable and shared the nose thing. I don't know if I'll ever do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that I'm pressed on. I'm a never say never type of person. So, like, in 5 years, if I'm like, no, I actually really want to do this and I don't care what anybody thinks, then sure. But, like, right now, I love myself regardless.
And I think that's how I am. Like, if I have kids and I breastfeed and, like, my nipples hit my thigh now, but if they hit my knee, I'm just saying, if they get to the kneecap, I might.
We gonna have to pull that thing up.
We gonna have to lift it, you know. So after kids and after, you know, body, I don't know.
Your body changes.
Yeah, I would never say I would never address anything, but I just like I love my body now.
Yeah,
I'll be in the mirror like, you little shriveled prunes, you.
Please, please, I can't.
Hip dipper.
I can't.
You know,
but
so I just
it also
love my
makes
body.
you beautiful and unique.
Yeah, unique.
Like. It's wild that for a while we were seeing bodies literally being, I know, my hips hurt too. I'm with you. I was like, damn, I want to stretch my leg out. She hurting. But it's been a while where, like, you know, like, bodies have been like copy paste.
Yeah, copy paste. Yeah.
And like everybody looks the
same.
same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there is beauty and uniqueness.
Yeah.
There is beauty in and again, I'm not knocking or shaming anybody who wants to do things. Just make sure that you're doing it not to push an insecurity that you have to the side. Yeah. You're doing it because you own the insecurity and you're doing it out of love and not lack.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
and really even good. Like, just take care of your body. Take care of your body. I even noticed, like, I was on Ozempic. I got diagnosed with PCOS, but I constantly say that. I wasn't like, oh, help my PCOS. I was like, I want to be skinny. So I literally was like, that's why I got on it, right? But
I hate the shame around that too.
Yeah,
by the way.
It's honest. That's my story. But being on the Ozempic, and it also showed me, like, you don't have self-control, Braylon. Like, when I get off of it, I have been off of it for a year, but I did Mounjaro. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to do that for every other month, like maintain, When you get off of it, you have to change your diet. You have to work out. You can't eat Nutella and cookies at midnight. Like, so it's showing the places where I lack too. Like, you're lacking discipline. You don't really need Ozempic. You're lacking the discipline. Or you don't really need lipo. You're lacking the discipline. You don't really need surgery. You need to go to the gym. Like, you need to change your diet. You need to drink green juice. You need to take care of your skin. You need to all these things, certain things. You can't change your nose shape. You can't change your lip shape. But like the internal glow, the health and wellness of it, try that path first and try to get self-control and discipline before you try to fix all these external things in your inside. Is still rotten.
Absolutely.
Like, that was my truth too, you guys. I'm still working on discipline. I'm still working on diet. It's been a year after year after year. I've gotten better year after year, but I've never had an ab. I still have never had an ab. That is still on my mood board. Like one day I'm like, you can have abs. It is diet. Like it's diet. You're in the gym 4 times a week with a trainer. Braylon, you have to get disciplined with your diet.
The way you eat.
Yeah. So try the internal healing first. And I know there's so many girls out there. Well, I have this. Well, I do too. I have PCOS. I'm going to go down the list of all the things so you guys don't feel alone. I have a mustache. I have a beard. I get laser hair removal on my beard. I have stretched out earlobes because I had gauges. I'm going to go down all the body things. I have a unibrow if I don't wax my eyebrow. I have hyperpigmentation on my face. I have a mark right here because I had a piercing right here. It's a hole literally on my lip. My ears are stretched out from gauges. I have stretch marks on my boobs.
She going down the list.
Look, I'm like, woo.
She going, but this is real though.
I have a few nipple hairs. I pluck them. Okay.
Girl, don't everybody. I know. I'm like, is that a thing?
I have hair, a happy trail on my stomach that I get laser hair removal. I have stretch marks on my hips and my butt. I have scars on my legs from childhood and probably adulthood. I think I fell like last week.
Feet pretty though.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a little corn on the ends that I thought about getting removed. So I have corns on my toes. They're little, but I like my feet.
She pretty though.
So I'm just saying this for you guys to be very aware. That I don't care if it's Beyonce. I don't care if it's Kardashian.
Everybody got something.
Everybody got something.
I mean, I'm like between my nose, I have a slight lazy eye in one of my eyes.
My left eye's lazy. Yep.
I have one of my little ears sits higher than the other. I have a thyroid condition, so my hormones are all over the place. So sometimes I'll have like crazy cystic acne, and then sometimes I'll like be glowing.
Yeah.
I gain and lose weight really easily because of my thyroid problem. Yep. It's called Hashimoto's. It's actually an autoimmune disease.
Wow.
Autoimmune diseases run in my family. I currently actually have a bald spot from stress.
Oh my gosh.
Like but we show up and we're like, we're perfect.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep.
And it's like, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
But that's actually beautiful.
It is.
Like and that's a part of confidence. It's like, I'm showing up with all the things that I know about myself, and I love myself.
I love myself regardless.
And I love myself anyways. And like, okay, yeah, there's certain things that I do sometimes that I'm like, oh my gosh, Bria, I cringe at like myself sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, but that's who I am.
It's who you are.
It's who I am. And like, you don't have to be perfect. You really don't. And you don't have to be perfect to be confident. You just have to accept the parts of you
that are imperfect.
You want other people to accept. Like,
you have to accept it first.
You have to accept it.
You have to accept the parts of you.
Look in the mirror and be like, what would I want other people to accept about me? And then make sure that you go accept it about yourself.
I love that.
And that's where confidence comes from. As soon as you own it, as soon as you take your power, as soon as you say, this is me and I am no one else and that is my superpower, who can say anything to you? And then you walk in the room
glowing,
lighter, brighter, happier. And people are like, literally last night, I went to get my eyebrows done. And I was like, oh, I'm filming tomorrow. So like, don't mess up my eyebrows. For the love of God, please do not. I'm looking at this lady. It's the first time she ever done my eyebrows. She's like, she's trying to thread them. And I'm like, please don't mess up my eyebrows. And then she's like, oh, like, what are you filming for? And I told her that like, we're doing a podcast. And I told her it was like interview style, whatever. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, we'll see how the conversation flows. And she goes, my gosh, you were so confident. Like, you were so confident to be able to do something like that and not have to prepare. And you're just like, you seem like you're just going with the flow. And I was like, that is hilarious that you say that, because tomorrow we're actually supposed to talk about confidence. And she was like, oh, well, you have it. You could tell from the moment you walked in the door.
Wow.
And I was like, but what you don't know is I was so stressed yesterday and literally had gotten a call right before that from my realtor that things were going south. And I still walked in, and again, also a mindset thing. She has no idea what's going on, but she's like, but you're so confident.
You're so confident.
And it's because I've accepted the things that are stressing me out. Yep. I've accepted the things that I don't like about myself. And I don't show up confident every day, but heck.
Fake it till you make it.
Yep. And it works. Somehow.
This is such a good episode.
It was.
And I showed up today.
I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you.
I just watched your energy shift throughout this conversation, and it's because you're walking in your purpose, and you didn't let it hold you back.
Thank you.
You didn't let it stop you. You didn't let it defeat you. You showed up even though you knew that you weren't showing up 100%. You still showed up, and I'm really, really proud of you for that.
Thank you, baby.
Seriously.
I feel so much better. And I think
Good.
Anybody out there that is like having a hard day or moments where you have to show, I didn't have to do anything. I could have canceled the whole production shoot. I
told her to.
Yeah. She was like, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, you can, like, what do you want to do? And I think what has helped me show up in times where I might not feel my best is what I try to always do, show up in honesty. Like, I was like, no, the only way for me to get through this day is to talk about it on the mic.
For sure.
Like, I have to show up in honesty. I have to let, if I'm going to show up today, I have to show up in honesty and let them know what's going on, let them know how I feel, and work and talk through that.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, okay, I cried it out, it's fine, get on the mic, let's just talk about confidence. Like, that's not what's in me right now.
Yeah.
So whatever you're going through, I know you can't just do that at a corporate job every day. I know, but take your moment in the bathroom. Find a coworker or a friend that you could talk to. Call your mom, call whoever. And when people, how you doing today? You know what? I don't feel the best, but I'm working through it.
Yes.
Like, show up in honesty.
Yes.
You don't have to be like, I'm having the worst day ever. No,
Yeah.
I don't feel the best today, but I'm working through it. How are you doing today, Sarah? Like, whatever. But like, speaking it, being honest and walking in that is just, I literally just did it. And I feel like that is what helps me. I can't show up any other way, you know? So I couldn't hide it. I'm like, I can't do this.
No.
Like,
and I'm so proud of you because you literally real time healed.
dang.
You real time took the on-ramp. You took the on-ramp.
Wow.
It was harder.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But now you're sitting in a little bit higher ground.
Yeah.
You took the on-ramp.
Thank
and
you,
I'm proud of you
baby.
for that. For real.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what's your name? Who are you?
Who am I?
60 minutes into this.
We're an hour. People are like, who the heck is this random girl? My name is Bria. Do I like give an introduction? What
You
do I
just
say?
who you are, whatever you want them to know about you.
Okay. Well, I think I already said Latina woman. Very, very, very passionate about women empowerment. Very passionate about uplifting women, a woman's experience. I also am an entrepreneur working on it. Actually, like setting the foundations for starting businesses right now. I have a podcast. Do I say the name?
Sure. Are you ready to say the name? This is gonna come out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it'll come out in like a month-ish. Okay. So subtle plug. My podcast is called The B is For.
Love that.
And would love for y'all to tune in. I will have the infamous B on there at some point.
I can't wait.
But yeah, I am passionate about using our voices to share our stories and be vulnerable and be authentic and be us. So, the B is for bold, brave, beautiful, boss, bad bitch, whatever you want it to be. And yeah, I feel like that's everything you need to know about me at this point.
And you're just so cool.
I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm super, super grateful to have the connection with you, and like,
Thank you. Me too.
for you even bringing me into the folds, because she's the one who pushed me to start my pod. Like, she's the one in March.
That's crazy.
We had a conversation on my couch. We cried for like hours. And she was like, you need to start a podcast. And I had thought about it for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
And then she was like, no, I'm being so serious.
Because
like,
you have so much to say. Like,
I do.
You have such a story.
Certified yapper.
Yeah.
For real.
I love that.
Certified. But yeah, and you empowered me. And I feel like it's only right to, in the same way that you empowered me, I want to give that gift to other people.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful that you pushed me to do that. For
I'm
real.
so proud of you. I'm
Thanks.
so proud of us.
so
This was
proud
such a
of
good
us. Look
episode.
at
We
us.
did
We
it.
good.
Oh, wait.
Make sure you guys sign up for the newsletter. You'll just get
For
an
sure.
email. You'll get an email. You can go to letstrythisagain.com. Scroll down to the bottom and put in your email so you do not miss the
You don't want
opportunity of a lifetime.
You do not want to. I'm telling you right now. It's
Can you
so
believe it?
good. Like
you believe-
when I tell you the work that we did together,
It's insane.
no, it healed me.
I hope
The experience itself, being a part of it,
Same.
healed me.
and so many other women.
In so many, well, all
All
of
of
us.
us.
Everybody involved
yeah.
genuinely
Yeah.
healed
It-
from the experience.
I
And you
just-
will feel that energy and you don't want to miss it.
That's what I was going to say. I hope everything we felt in this room penetrates through the camera.
It will.
They have to feel it.
There's no way it won't.
There's no way.
Because it's actually authentic.
Whew.
Like it is real. So y'all
Don't miss it.
do not
Go to letstrythisagain.com,
Yup.
scroll down to the bottom, put in your email, and you will get updates on when this is going to launch. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I love you guys so much. And thank you, Bria.
Thank you, my love.
Oh my God.
I love you.
Bye, you guys.
Adios.
See you next week.
All right, y'all. I am back on tour. The Still Standing Comedy Tour, baby, is coming to a city near you. Columbus, Ohio, October 20th. Nashville, Tennessee, October 25th and October 26th. Boston, Massachusetts, November 22nd. You guys get your tickets at officialb.simone.com. If you're a single man, pull up, bring me some flowers and surprise me. If you're not single, bring your girlfriend or your wife. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me because I can't fight. Okay? Stay away from me. I don't want nobody that's taken in my face. But come to the comedy show. Come laugh. Come turn up. Come have a good time. And there's a meet and greet after every single show. You guys, I'm coming to a city near you. And if you want me to come to your city, drop your city in the comments. But I will see y'all on the road. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Let's Try This Again podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast. Until next time, stay resilient and remember, I love you guys.